It looks stuck. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Michelle from the Bead Gallery. And, this is sort of an impromptu thing. I haven't been live for quite a long time, but we figured we would show you a fun project today because we're going to be doing a Facebook Live on Sunday at noon Hawaii time about showing off a lot of our cherry blossom agate. So I wanted to do a project with it, or two, maybe a project today, maybe something tomorrow, to show you guys what you can do with the cherry blossom agate. It's a really pretty bead. And again, Jamie's going to be going live at noon on Facebook on Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 16th. And you can watch her show off all the fun cherry blossom agate that we have in the store. For today's project, I'm going to be using 6mm cherry blossom agate, and we're going to be doing a technique called lattice wrap. It's a weaving technique. You don't need a needle, you just need your hands. And it's kind of like this style here. I don't know if you know it as referred to like the Chan-Lu bracelet. Chan-Lu is a designer, and they popularized this woven style a long time ago, and it's been one of our most popular techniques. Hi, Mary. It's been one of our most popular techniques on our YouTube channel that people refer to a lot. So I'm just going to do it today. And you can do like a multi-wrap style. I'm going to be demonstrating a single wrap, and it's just going to be kind of more on scale like this one. This is a 6mm round gemstones here, and that's what we'll be using today, just in a slightly different stone. This one's a cool rainbow combination, but I have cherry blossom agate today, and I'll do it from start to finish just so you can see how fun and easy this technique is. To start with, I have about 7.5 inches. This is a strand of the cherry blossom agate in the quantity we sell it in. So pretty much just like one of these strands. Here, I have a button. This is a plated pewter button. Hi, Susanna. Hi, June. Thanks for joining us. I'm just getting ready to get started. I have, this is 1mm kangaroo leather. I like it because it's really strong, nice and supple. It's one of our more premium leathers that we sell. You can also use a thicker leather, especially if you're going to be using larger beads, because this technique works with all kinds of beads. Big ones, small ones. The small ones obviously take a lot longer to finish the project. The 6mm is kind of a medium size for us, but you can do it with 8mm beads. Probably 10s get a little bit clunky. So I'm going to use the 1mm kangaroo. Hi, Robin. Hi. Hi from the UK. Thanks for joining us. Okay. And then I'm going to be actually weaving the beads onto the leather with microcord. It's one of our thinner and very strong nylon cords that we sell. We use this for a lot of different projects. I do a lot of crochet with this. We do lattice wrap. We do a bunch of macrame things. It's the best because it is super strong, and it is thin enough to go through gemstone holes multiple times, especially for machine cut gemstones like these. Some of the hand faceted Indian cut stuff, their holes are really teeny, so you may not be able to fit 2 strands of this through there. But for the most part, all of these machine cut stones will fit at least 2 strands easily, which is important for this particular technique because you need to be able to fit 2 strands through the bead, just the way that we do it. Okay, so I have about 5 feet of microcord and about 2 feet of leather to start with for a single wrap bracelet. And the first thing you're going to do is just tie a button onto the center of the leather. Okay, so I'm going to center my button on the leather like this, and I'm going to tie an overhand knot, meaning you're going to treat the two strings like they're one and just tie a knot so that the button is stuck onto the leather. Like this. We have a full length video on our YouTube channel, somewhere on this channel, that does this that we show you how to do this technique over and over. And I think that video shows you how to do a multi-wrap bracelet, so how to treat the leather if it's longer than the work surface that you're working on, which is handy, so I hope you can check it out. All right, so I have my button tied on there, and now I'm going to attach it to my Rex board. So we have this thing called a Rex board. Basically, it looks like an office clipboard that has been modified with a chunk of wood here screwed onto the clipboard base. You can do this at home. We do sell it, but it's very expensive to ship. So I recommend all you people make it at home if you can't pick it up locally. So you just get an office clipboard, screw on a piece of wood, put the clippy thingy back on. And because I don't want to put this clip right onto my leather, I'm going to jury rig something so I don't have to bite into the leather of my bracelet. I'm just going to use a scrap piece of, in this case, it's rat tail. And I'm going to hook it on and clip my piece to the board. So the purpose of the wood here is to raise the piece so you can get your hands under it easily, which is important for this technique. Okay. And then we're going to clip it down to the other side. I seem to have lost my binder clip. Here we go. So you just need a binder clip to the other side. And I'm clipping it kind of way near the end. Okay. And you can have them sort of spread apart just a little. Okay, so it's sort of on there, and you can see that there's a space below the bracelet that we're going to work through there. Okay. Is the placement of the knot important for it to lay nicely? Oh, for the button, not really. You can just tie it on. It can be really sloppy. I like my knot to be really close to my button, and I'm kind of picky. I like the next to each other, but just tie it on there and you're good. Okay. Then we're going to start attaching beads. First bead I'm going to do is I want to center it on my microcord, because we're going to be working with both ends of the cord at the same time. Okay. So I want the bead centered on the cord, and I'm going to bring it under the leather like this. So it's under the leather, and I'm going to kind of push it between the two pieces of leather like so. Okay. And then I'm going to get each piece of microcord, each end, and push it through the bead. Okay, so this first bead is going to have to be able to accommodate 3 thicknesses of thread, which I hope it does. Okay, so the thread on this side is going to go through the bead in this direction, and the thread on this side is going to go through the bead in this direction. Basically, we call that crossing through the bead. Okay. And then we're going to pull all the slack out. So you see it's kind of like hooked on there with the 2 loops. Before we pull really tight, we can position the bead where we want it to go, and then pull just all the slack out and push the bead between the 2 pieces of the leather. Right there. Okay. And you can see my microcords. They're on top of the leather right now. They're on the upper half of the bracelet. What we want to do is push the microcord between the and pull them out to the side, so that now the microcord is under the leather. Like this. And when the microcord is under the leather like that, it kind of gets trapped, so then you don't have to like hold on to it as much. It's kind of held in place. Okay. Before, when the microcord was on top, it would loosen a little bit, so you can sort of hands-free at this moment if you needed to make a phone call or grab a snack. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add another bead, and you just are going to cross your threads through a new bead. So again, when we cross our threads through the bead, you're just going in opposite directions through the bead, this, and pull. Like that. So Janet, the micro cord is one of our thinnest nylon cords. We use it a lot for crochet, this lattice wrap technique. Just pretty much when you want to be tie something down and you want it to be really strong. It's really awesome. It's thicker than, say, like a sewing type of thread. So you wouldn't use it for like peyote or brick stitch or anything like that because it's a little thicker than that. It won't fit through like a beading needle very easily unless you had a really thick beading needle, like an embroidery. You don't need a needle actually because it is on the stiffer side. It knots really small and tight, really nice. It is super strong. It's like the best thing ever. And I think, Sylvia Warren, your buttons don't really have to lay flat because when you wear it, it'll rest against your hand, the button, so it'll sit flat then. So most of the time it kind of just hangs off the end, okay? But yeah, the microcord is really nice. It's smooth. It's like a 2-ply, multi-ply kind of nylon cord. But it has a smooth feel to it. It's not like a really heavy twist. Okay, so cross through, push your threads so that they end up under the leather, and keep going. This is the boring part because all I got to do is repeat myself about 25 more times, or however long you want to make your bracelet. Okay, and the nice thing about the microcord is it's nylon, so it does not stretch. It's a synthetic. Okay, so again, cross through, pull all the slack out, and then push your microcords between the leathers and pull it out to the side. And then it gets trapped under the leather and held in place. Hi, Darlene. Thanks for joining us. I am doing my lattice wrap bracelet. I have 3 beads attached so far. And it's going to be quite boring to watch me do this because it's very repetitive. Or you can say it's very meditative. Okay. And so you can see, Janet, 2 of the microcord pieces and even 3 fit really easily through the holes of these beads. So it's really easy to do. So you will be pull out to the side. Okay. That's it. There are bones that you can do that you would need an even thinner thread because their holes are so small, and you might need to use like a beading needle or something to get the thread through. I've done this technique with Fireline because I've done it with really tiny sapphires that had small holes. And I've used Fireline to do that. It's just a gray color, so I used like a black leather on the side so the thread blends in. This one, I'm using a rose color microcord. Oh, hi, Kara. I'm using a rose color microcord so you can see the thread wrapping around the kangaroo leather. So, Kara, I'm using 6mm cherry blossom agate for this project. You can use 4mm too, though. That's a really cute size. I don't think I have that in cherry blossom agate, but we have tons of 4mm round beads, either faceted or smooth. So we have lots. And again, I'm using 1mm kangaroo leather. If you want to see what a thicker leather looks like, let me see. I think this sample here is probably done with more like 1.5mm. You can see how it's a heavier look. The beads are a little bit smaller. And so these are about 5mm round beads that we used. And you can do different shapes like we did here. You can also stack beads together. So these are stacks of 2 smaller beads that are about equivalent in length or height to the single 5mm beads. So you can do, if you want different texture, but you want it to stay all kind of the same width, then you just might want to stack things together and put 2. And you're just going to treat it like it's one. You're going to cross your threads through both beads at the same time, and then you'll get this little stack instead of just a single bead. Okay. All right. Again, whenever you put your microcord under the leather, that kind of traps it in place and you can let go. When you are just crossing through, it doesn't really hold in place at that point. So it'll get kind of loose. Okay. And it's good to work near the ends of the thread so you can see what's going on here. There you go. Hey, Judah, thanks for joining us today. So I'm crossing my thread through a cherry blossom agate and then going between the 2 pieces of leather and pulling out to the side. And then you tighten and it sticks in place. Really easy. Janet, I would say these beads have a hole that fits maybe 20 gauge. It's not oversized. It's a normal machine cut size hole. So I'd say it easily fits 20 gauge. It might even fit 18, might. But it's not oversized. I actually think that if you have a extra large hole, like say on these corner drilled brass cubes here, sometimes they'll stick out a little bit or they won't sit flush into the design of your piece because the holes make it so that they can pop out because the thread doesn't fill them completely and they won't just stay in place. It can kind of jiggle. Okay. But yeah, the microcord is super tiny, so it'll fit twice through most machine cut beads like this. Do I have anything on the end of the cord to stick? No, I don't. The microcord is nice and stiff by itself on its own. Okay. And because it slides through pretty easily, we're not having any problems with fraying at the moment. Sometimes if it's a tighter fit, the microcord can start to kind of fray at the ends. And if that happens, you can probably put a dab of like glue on the end to okay. You can probably put like something like a little bit of glue on the end to kind of make it stop fraying, but you can also just trim it down, just like at an angle, and that makes it easy to feed through the beads again. Okay. So yeah, when I'm feeding my thread through the beads, I always keep it near the end so I can see which way one of the threads is going through. And then I can push the other thread in the opposite direction. Like this. All right. There we go. I'm going to cross through one more time. And I think I'm about halfway done with this. There you go. Hey, Amanda. I know there is. Darlene Danton, can you fix that? One of the comments. Can you kick them off? Okay. Amanda Kondo, we have all of these. Well, actually, all of this stuff will be available in our Facebook Live on Sunday. If you come at noon, Hawaii Standard Time, and hang out with Jamie on Facebook on our page. She'll be showing all the cherry blossom agate, and this 6 millimeter will be one of them. And it's just everything else we sell. I think she'll be showing the buttons that we have, and we have a lot on our website. So if you want to just go to our website and check out all the supplies, it's really easy. You just need some microcord and some beads, some leather, and a button. Okay. We do have a couple of lattice wrap kits available on our website as well already. So this is one of them, the one that I showed you at the beginning of the show, the Rainbow Chakra lattice wrap bracelet. You know, you could just buy the kit and then swap out the beads because everything else is pretty much exactly the same.
I came to see how my bracelet's looking.
It's about halfway down there.
I was telling everybody on the live, I was like, Michelle's making a sakura agate. I said, I'm gonna wear it as soon as it's done.
Okay, I will make it size for you. Done.
Did you tell everybody how you have such good even tension, and that's the key to making it look smooth and not bumpy?
I think just the technique itself lends it to you getting even tension because you're using both ends of the thread at the same time, so you can pull all the slack out evenly. I remember when we used to do this as a single thread technique, and that was a lot harder, I think. I know. Yeah, I know. Ask Danton too. But I don't know if you can. Okay. So because we're doing this two thread end technique, when you pull like this, you can get all the slack out really evenly. So it's nice. And your tension kind of magically is even and nice. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Judy. Hi, Janet. What did you recommend that they stiffen the cord with?
I said they could use a little bit of glue, but it's pretty slippery by itself.
Yeah. Remember that thing we used to use that you dip in the ends? Freight check. That we could get. I think it was like a Walmart a long time ago.
Yeah. The thing about freight check though is you need to let it dry like for several hours, and I don't normally plan that far in advance.
Amanda says this should be a kit. I agree. I'm not so concerned about that right now since I'm going to get mine at the end of this showcase. But yes, Michelle, can we make this a kit since and not release the beads as strands in our? Because I'm doing a special showcase for this on Sunday on Facebook, so I could pull these beads out and make kits. Does anybody here like that idea? If you want me to save you a strand so it doesn't come out, and then we can put it in a kit, just comment here and I'll look after. Janet, how you doing? Jason is feeling better. He is in his, I think, 3rd week of recovering, of COVID, and now he's in recovery. He still sounds sick, man. I mean, like just congested, but it took me a bit. Janet says she's shocked. You don't plan.
No, I don't really, Janet. I'm a more fly by the seat of my pants kind of person.
Yeah, can't you tell how we do our lives?
Yeah.
Last night,
Let's
Michelle,
just do it at noon.
Go live. I want everyone to see it. Cheryl says she likes the kit idea. Okay, I'm here. I'm Michelle's assistant. I'm going to write some notes down. Okay. And we can go from there.
So we have the kangaroo leather in a few different colors. I like this because it's kind of a soft, lighter color. I think I passed on using the black or the dark brown because I think it would look a little harsh.
I'll put my hand under so they can see like the potential of what it would look like.
Thanks. Yeah. But if you want a very framed, contrasting look, then we could probably do it in black. That would look very easy. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Let's make choices in black. Does anybody wish that it was a double wrap besides me? Because if you think you're gonna want to do it as a double wrap, is there enough beads?
No, you'll have to get 2 strands.
Okay. The other thing that Michelle we've done in the past is if you don't have enough beads, you can put in like spacers.
Mhm.
So you can just do a whole section of like metal. So when you wrap it, it's like layering the metal part with the gemstones. It's so cool.
Or if you really wanna get a challenge, then you can probably put seed beads. Yeah.
Kara's asking if the 6, yeah, you could double stack your seed beads.
Yeah.
Kara's asking if there's any smaller sakura agate.
No, the 6mm is the smallest that we have it in right now. We do have peach moonstone if you like the color. It's very similar. So that would be a good substitute. And we do have that in 4mm. I think that'd be pretty. It doesn't have the shades of pink and orange so much, but it's a very soft, like peach tone with a little bit of moonstone glow.
That color is cute. I think though that I'm really drawn to sakura agate because there's a uniqueness about every strand. You know, sometimes you buy something and you just know that in the world there's like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of you with the same shade of pink, let's say on rose quartz or in crystal quartz. And I think that's that idea of repeated jewelry and all of us being in the same community and club. That was probably like something more like about maybe a generation ago. Because I feel like nowadays everybody wants unique, including myself. I like knowing that mine is unlike anyone else in the world. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like, I was just thinking about that yesterday.
I like it a little more different. So I do like these kinds of stones that have all kinds of stuff in them, as you can tell.
So this is a 6, yeah, Michelle. This is a 5 on this
5mm.
Okay. So I was just going to show what a double wrap looks like because Kara was like, if the beads were smaller, I would make a double wrap. So this is a double wrap with 5mm. The 6 is just a little bit bigger. So Michelle's done with that. I'll put it on. Do you think a 6 double wrap is too chunky? I don't know. I like big.
I like big.
Yeah, I do. I like
that's personal preference.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people these kinds of bracelets like from Chandlu. I think they wrap like anywhere from 3 to 5 times around. That's why they use like really tiny stones. So if you only want to go double, I'd say 6 is fine.
I think we should call that style of bracelet a wrist climber. I just made that up.
You should patent that.
Okay. I will.
Trademark it.
Wrist climbers.
Oh, I'm putting
it out there.
Stop if this is for you. Okay, so this one's about 6 inches in length of beads. The loop is going to add another inch or so. So this actually might be a little bit big. For Jamie, that's too bad.
Too bad.
Okay.
It's okay. But if you kept going, then it'd be a double wrap. Oh, you can't. Look at her leather. Her leather's so short.
Yeah, I use only 2 feet.
So here's a tip for everybody out there. It's a big tip. Use a lot of leather because when you're doing this and you wish it were longer, you can keep going. You definitely can keep going as long as your starter leather was longer.
You can always join microcord. So if you run out of microcord, you can always add more, but you cannot add more leather. Or you could. You just have to be very creative about it.
Michelle, Carol's asking, how would the lattice wrap look using Chinese knotting cord instead of leather?
Well, I've seen that actually done before. It's kind of squishy, you know, because the Chinese knotting cord, it doesn't have this kind of straight look. It probably would kind of push in a little bit more so than the leather does because it gives. So you'll probably end up with like a pea pod kind of look where it molds around every stone.
I'm just going to get some Chinese knotting cord. I'm going to hold it and then Michelle can cinch it with the thread. Maybe you can just wrap the thread around it just to show them what happens when you pull the thread against another squishy like cord. I'll hold this side.
Well, maybe I'll just borrow that string.
Okay.
Okay.
Your wish comes true. If there's anything you wish you could see, anything you wish we would experiment, we are here live for you. Now, if you're watching in replay, just make sure you come to our other lives and then you get to be like a fully engaged participant.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it really fast on a really scrappy piece of string, just so a few. Pull tight, Jamie Lynn.
Okay, pulling tight. Darlene says it's great watching live. Sylvia says it's seat of the pants time. Amy says, how much are those kits? Amy, I'll get back to you. Now, when I get back to you guys, because I know you're our friends, if you would like just the strand, you can definitely reserve one. If you want a kit. And the thing with this kit is it's not really a quote unquote kit. It's just some leather,
Some beads.
some beads, a button,
Yeah.
and some
micro
microcord.
cords. Yes, it's very minimalist.
Very. This is a great project though to go on the airplane with, because if you use the macrame board, which is just a spongy board, put that in your purse. It's so lightweight. Put it in. Actually, I put a project like this just in like a large gallon Ziploc, and you're good to go. Since there's no needles, no tools, it's kind of fun. You do need your mag eyes though. Hi, Carmen.
This is 1.4 millimeter Chinese knotting cord. Actually, it's not bad. It's holding up pretty good. It's thick, so it's on the stiffer side.
Yeah. So I think rat tail would definitely be like a no. But this Chinese knotting cord, maybe because it is like, it's got some substance to it.
Body. It does body.
So I would say squeeze
and texture.
It. Yeah. Squeeze your Chinese knotting cord if it feels like.
Yeah, I was worried it would kind of like squish inward.
Me too.
But it's not.
We have a good Chinese knotting cord.
We do. Okay, so that's what it looks like between the two. You can compare them.
Should I pull your pink string tight so Kara can see
It is tight. It's kind of stuck in place once it's under there.
Okay, and this is with the leather. And this is with the Chinese knotting cord. So if you want to add color to your lattice wrap, boom.
Okay, so I'm about to finish off this leather one. I'm going to pull this tight so I can. All right, here we go. Okay, so I have my two micro cords underneath the leather like this. What I'm going to do is I cut this side short so I could cockroach it for the other demonstration I was just doing. So I'm not going to do anything with the short side. For the long side, I'm just going to get it, the end, and I'm going to push it through the bead so it wraps around, my thread wraps around the leather, and my threads end up on the same side of the bracelet. Okay. Like so. Okay, so there's a tiny little loop because I pulled the microcord around the leather and I fed it through the last bead. And then you'll notice that I have a microcord on both the top of the leather and the bottom. So it's kind of on around the leather like this. And I'm just going to tie a square knot. More of a surgeon knot, actually. So you can pull, you can tie it really tight. Okay. And a surgeon knot, kind of like the way we tie our stretchy cord, we're going to loop around twice like this. And as I was saying earlier, the microcord knots really, really small. So, you know, you don't actually see it on that side. You can pull one of the cords around the leather one more time and tie it again, just for insurance. That's pretty much it. I'm going to seal that knot with some glue. Please do not use crazy glue, whatever you do. Do not use crazy glue. We use this stuff called hypo tube cement. Jamie Lynn, do we have it anywhere around here? Okay. This being nylon, you could actually get a thread zapper and burn it, but I'm not so handy with the thread zapper, so I like glue. I love glue. Okay, and then while Jamie looks for my hypo tube cement, oh, here it is. Here we go. Love this stuff because it has the needle applicator for very fine precision application. So I'm just going to soak that knot in glue like so. Just get it all around there. And then close the tube really fast so your glue doesn't keep oozing out. Like so. Close it fast. Then I always like to give it an extra pull. And what that does is it kind of tightens the knot even more and sucks the glue into the knot. So it doesn't just sit on the surface where you might have missed the actual knot. It kind of pulls it into the knot, and I think it helps it stay better. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm just going to finish off the end of the bracelet with 2 knots. So the first knot I'm going to tie right up at the top, right after the last bead. And the second knot I'm going to tie about 3/4 of an inch away, just enough so that there's space for the button to go through. Okay, and these are going to be overhand knots. So you pull the 2 ends like they're one. Just do an overhand knot like so. And you have to, you notice that the knots eat up a lot of leather. Okay, so I thought I had plenty extra leather, but this is actually cutting it kind of close. That's okay. So we just tighten it a bit, and then we're going to aim the next knot to be about this far away. Because the 2 knots are holding your leather together, you don't have to size the button loop so precisely, because its natural position is to want to be closed like this. Unlike if you made this end of the button loop like this. So say you just bent it over and you wanted to tie a loop here, and that's what would go around your button. The natural position of this type of loop is wanting to pop open. So you have to size it a little bit better, or else your button can fall out, which is why I always like to do the loop on this end that has the 2 ends together, because then it's always kind of shut. And then you just pop your button through. This is also what you use to control the length of the bracelet. So if you think, oh, I made it a little short, or you don't know what size your friend is and you're making them a gift, you can actually do 2 series of knots. So you can have 2 loops and make it kind of adjustable at that point. Or you can have a larger space and make it a little bit longer, because again, the loop's natural disposition is to stay closed. Okay. So tie a second knot here and then pull all the slack out. The kangaroo leather is one of our premium leathers, so it is really strong and we really like it. It has a nice feel to it. We really like it, but it's very tough. That's one of the reasons why we prefer it to, say, like the Indian made cow leathers. They have all kinds of leather on the market. We also carry a buffalo leather that is thicker diameter, and that's really nice too. But I like the kangaroo for how thin and strong it is.
Judy, if you've never tried the kangaroo, next time you order something, just text me and I'll pop a piece in for you so you can try it, because I think once you try it, then you'll become a believer.
Yeah. Hi, Christine. I think this replay will stay up. So if you wanted to watch it again, you totally can. We also have this technique, not this exact project, but this technique as a video right here on the YouTube channel. It is called the lattice wrap bracelet.
So since you came in on Facebook, Christine, definitely go over to our YouTube channel, the Bead Gallery, and like and subscribe, because Michelle is our #1 demoer, and she will be out there again.
I will be. Okay, so once the glue has pretty much dried, then I'm just going to cut my extra thread really close to the knot. And it's so thin you can't really see. Even if you don't cut it super close, it's just very little bit. Okay, and then now I have my button here. I'm going to take it off. I better cut that off. Okay, so that was my scrap that was holding my piece on there. And then we can just trim a little bit away from the knot. You don't want to cut right flush up against the knot. We want a little bit of a tail. Make it look kind of nice and finished.
Look at that comment. It's so nice.
Thank you. Yes, please try it. It's super fun. It was very fast and pretty easy, even with all my talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was really fast. Good job.
Here, stick your hand in there.
And I have a version I want Michelle to try, so we can come back and show you this variation on the theme. If you want us to come back and show you this variation that I have in my mind, can you give Michelle some hearts, smiles, or something, so we know you're out there and you want us to do a variation on this for you? Look at how nice that looks.
That's cute.
It was made for me.
Stop.
No, good thing I came in when you were working on it.
So this is how many beads we have left to do a Jamie size bracelet. She has a very small wrist. Hers is about 6 inches. So you can do probably up to an 8-inch bracelet or a bracelet for someone who has up to an 8-inch.
How many beads you have left? So it's about 4 beads per inch. And
yeah.
so you have,
There's like 12 beads.
oh, you can do like a 9-inch. You can make an anklet if 9 inches.
Or you can save it and make some earrings.
Oh, matching earrings. 15. So there's 21 beads on this one in the 6 millimeter. It is cute. One more thing you can do, if you're making it as a Christmas gift, you could just make one more set of loops. And then and then if it's adjustable, but don't forget to tell them if it fits, cut that second loop off. Like you don't need it. You can just cut it off. So it's almost like you're making your own DIY adjustable bracelet. Stacy says, beautiful, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Sylvia says, fabulous. Amy says she wants a kit with the cherry blossom agate because, yes, it looks so good. Sonia says, heart and thumbs up. Okay, that is so awesome. Judy is smiling. I think that's a yes. Darlene says she missed the beginning. Did you say what length your leather was for this bracelet?
Yes, I started with 2 feet of the 1 millimeter kangaroo leather. 2 feet.
Yep. And then Darlene, the original YouTube video has it, but I will go in, I'll edit, and I'll put all her supplies in the description for this video on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm. And then I started with about 5 feet of microcord, just so you know, and had plenty extra. If your wrist is a little on the bigger side, maybe you want to start with 2.5 feet of leather just to be safe, because again, the knots do take up a lot of leather. Okay, so I only had a couple inches left on each side. Okay.
Kara says, thank you for the demo and tips.
Thanks for watching me. Thanks for joining me today. So nice to see everybody. I kind of miss being on live. That was fun.
It is. It's nice, right? When you have all your friends show up. It's like it's like a bead party. And I'm putting all the nice comments up so you can see them on the screen in big print. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Oh,
so don't forget, join Jamie on Sunday. That's this Sunday, October 16th, starting at noon Hawaii Standard Time on Facebook. She'll be presenting all of our cherry blossom agate that we have, and you get a chance to buy, and maybe she'll have some of these kits. I don't know. I gotta make some, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna herd Michelle out of here so that we can have some kits made. So if you want a kit, you know what you can do. Here. I'm gonna put our cell phone, our text number, and that way you can text us, and then me and Michelle will check. And if there's anybody else who wants it, then we know how many kits to make, because right now we're going to do 3, a couple just right off the bat.
Yep. This Janet, that microcord is awesome. So awesome.
That was so much fun. Okay, I'm going to run to the other side.
All right.
And you can, I don't know if we can flip the camera. We can. Here, hold on. Let me do that so you can wave bye to everybody.
Okay. Is that this camera?
Yes, it will be as soon as I figure out how to put you there.
Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. That was really fun, and I actually got to make something, which is always nice. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to our channel, because do you get notifications if we go live?
I think so. I think you do.
Then you'll get more notifications if we go live, if you subscribe, and that would be great. So then we know, then we can see you, because that's always so fun to be able to see everybody and chat with you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, if you want to see the lattice wrap just as a technique video, it is here. And this live will be up for replay for indefinitely, so you can watch it over and over.
Bye-bye.
Bye.